Hello, and welcome to the DC HEAL Apprenticeship Spotlight, where we will explore how healthcare employers in Washington, D.C. are shaping the future of workforce through apprenticeships. I'm Kianna Cooper, and in this episode, we'll hear from businesses that have joined the DC Healthcare Employment and Apprenticeship Link, otherwise known as DC HEAL. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to Stoddard Baptist Nursing Home of DC, one of the healthcare employers partnering with DC HEAL to offer apprenticeships here in the district. I'm going to be talking to you about who they are, why they chose to become an apprenticeship sponsor, what they're looking for in a candidate, and what an apprentice's day to day experience might look like. So if you're thinking about applying and you want to learn more, stay tuned. Joining me today is Mary Savoy, Administrator at Stoddard Baptist Nursing Home of DC. Welcome, Mary, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Much, Kiana.
So I'm really excited to get into this conversation today. First, I just wanted to start with some basics and give our listeners some background on Stoddard Baptist Nursing Home. Can you talk to me a little bit about Stoddard and what kind of healthcare services you provide?
Sure, I'm happy to. Well, Stoddard is a nursing home and a rehab facility here in Northwest Washington, D.C. We are actually located in the Mount Pleasant Village area. Stoddard has a rich history. We've been around for 125, 130 years, and our main building is actually a historic site. We're housed in a mansion in Northwest. We have added to our facilities back in 1987 when we actually built the nursing home. We are 164 beds divided between three different floors, and we take care of the elderly. That's our primary focus in what we consider a sacred environment. Our roots are in the Baptist Church, but of course, we accept and welcome residents and families from all religious denominations, walks of life, race, color, and creed.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that background. And as a business, what made Stoddard decide to want to partner with DC Heal and offer apprenticeships?
Well, we do think this is a wonderful opportunity both for our organization and also for the young folks that we hope will be joining us. DC Hill represents I think, the perfect combination between an organization that is focused on care and caring, and then the aspirations of any young people who may be graduating from high school and have an interest in healthcare. This is an environment where all of our focus is on meeting the needs of others. And our seniors are so delightful. There are so many wonderful stories that they can tell, so many life experiences that they can share. We think that the partnership provides a great opportunity both for us to improve and increase our workforce and for the apprentices to participate in a very well-rounded healthcare setting to get work experience and to learn to take care of the elderly. We focus on compassion and we focus on caring. So I think it's a great opportunity for both the organization and the apprentices.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's a great opportunity. I'm really excited for Stoddard, and I'm excited for the apprentices that are going to be joining you. And now we're just a few short months away from welcoming these apprentices. How is Stoddard preparing for their arrival? Is there anything that you guys are doing in particular just to prepare to welcome them into your nursing home?
Well, we're looking forward to uh, I guess, to make sure that there's a well-rounded experience. One of the things that I want to point out is that our nursing home has a wide variety. There are various departments that that constitute what we call service. So our apprentices will focus in the nursing department, but they will have extensive exposure with the activities department, dining services. We prepare all of our meals here for our residents. The activities group are just a wonderful bunch of teammates who focus on what we call the quality of life, so that our residents do have a variety of activities, outings, programs that they participate in. Then there's also the social services department, and the apprentices will get some understanding of how social work fits into nursing home and care and caring. There is of course, we have the medical records. So we're pruning, we're getting all of our departments prepared to make this a great experience for the apprentices, and not just to limit them, although again their focus will be in nursing, but not to limit them to that, because no one lives in one dimension. And so our lives and our environments are multidimensional, and we want all of our apprentices to have exposure to all of those aspects here at Stoddard.
Thank you for sharing that. And so with such a robust uh, grouping of services, are there any particular skills or qualities that you're looking for in a strong candidate to kind of succeed and be successful at Stoddard?
Well, we anticipate that the majority of the apprentices will be young adults. And so, from a decorum point of view, we do expect, we require that there is a total sense of respect for the folks that we serve here, right? The elderly. Um, we also look for an outgoing, helpful attitude and approach, a positive person. We like smiles here at Stoddard, and we also there's so many things that the nursing team will do. Grooming, we have a fully full service beauty and barbershop in our building, so there's going to be some making sure that the residents look nice. Uh, we want folks who take pride in their own appearances, and so they certainly will take pride in the appearances of the residents that they serve. We look for folks who have some appreciation for legacy. Our residents range in age from 70, 75 to 104. And so we would like for our apprentices to really feel comfortable listening to stories and appreciating stories, and being able to interact and have good communication skills, so that they can appreciate some of the legacies that our residents will share, and so that our residents will feel that they have a good listener to work with them. So those are some of the characteristics that we're looking for. Our apprentices will be involved in our electronic health records, so they will need some computer skills, and we can support those as needed here. But there is some need to you need some facility with computers and managing some of the electronic pieces of the job. So those are some of the characteristics that I think that we're talking about. A good positive personality, respect for the elderly, and basic caring, and then some skills with the computer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And that also speaks a little bit to my next question that I was going to ask surrounding some of the expectations for how they're going to contribute to the Stoddard Baptist team, and what will a typical day for them look like? So what will they be doing? I know you talked a little bit about, medical records and working with patients directly.
Well, because the focus will be, on the nursing aspect of the services we provide. The day will certainly include assisting with meals, breakfast, and lunch, and depending on the hours that the apprentice is in the building, perhaps even dinner time. There will be, as I mentioned earlier, some grooming tasks. Um, there, they we won't we probably won't have our apprentices shaving our male residents, but they certainly will be assisting with grooming the females, and if the ladies would like some makeup or like nails, like their nails polished, that could be a part of the day. Getting the residents up and assisting with getting them dressed for those who need assistance, helping them select their outfit for the day. Our residents do get dressed. We don't generally have folks sitting around in house gown, nightgowns and nightwear. And then getting them and perhaps even accompanying them on outings that our activities or life enrichment department will be sponsoring. A good number of our residents actually leave their floor and come to the main dining room for lunch. And the apprentices can help with that, transporting them and maybe even serving the lunch in the dining room. Um, the afternoons, there are a variety of activities. There might be that famous bingo game that the apprentice can accompany the resident to and maybe assist in making sure they don't miss any bingo calls or card games. Um, there are concerts that we have in-house, and as the weather warms up, the scenic rides, we cherry blossoms and those kinds of things. So the life of the resident will be the involvement of the apprentice, and depending on the experience, and as the experience develops, that those tasks can get more can get more involved and more detailed. But for the beginner, it will be, surface kinds of involvements, and then and then as the year goes on, then the activities and tests of the apprentice will grow as their skill set.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. That was very insightful. I know I learned a lot about Stoddard, and about, if I were applying, what I might expect. So thank you so much for sharing all of this insight. Before I wrap up, I just have one more question that I'm sure our applicants are very eager to know. Um, but is there any encouraging words that you could give, or tips on applying to Stoddard, that you could give anybody interested?
I think that one of the number one tips on applying is please make your application legible. Make sure that we can read the information and not make any mistakes, particularly in contact information. Um, I personally am a stickler for uh, neatness. I like to see that an application, even for regular hires, I like to see a well-developed application that is easy to read, and there's some experiences, whatever experiences the applicant includes, um, flow. It tells
Right.
us a little bit about the person. Um, the encouraging words that I would have is if if an applicant has an aspiration to work in healthcare, I would strongly encourage that you start at the nursing home or the rehab level. It gives you more of an opportunity to get to know the person and to develop the skills. And if, as your career progresses, you want to move forward or to advance, you already have some basic skills fully developed, and it would make transition to a different level of care much easier. So though that would be the kind of advice that I would share, and it comes from many, many, many years in the healthcare field. So I would encourage our young folks to think seriously about a nursing home environment. It's more, it gives you more of an opportunity to develop your skills early on and then
Right,
to build on those skills later.
right. Well, thank you so much, Mary. This was perfect. And thank you for joining me and for talking about Stoddard and sharing so much of this valuable information. To our listeners and our applicants, if you're ready to take the next step towards a healthcare career, like Mary said, apply, start in long-term care. You can visit our website. It's dchealthcareers.org/DC HEAL to apply to Stoddard Baptist Nursing Home of DC and to learn more. Again, it was dchealthcareers.org/DC HEAL.